And there came 9 men to be with him in the garden, 3 mariners from his own ship, 3 who served in the temple, and 3 who had been his comrades in play when they were but children together. And these were his disciples. And on a morning his disciples sat around him, and there were distances and remembrances in his eyes. And that disciple who was called Hafiz said unto him, Master, tell us of the city of Orphalese, and of that land wherein you tarried those 12 years. And Al-Mustafa was silent. And he looked away towards the hills and towards the vast ether, and there was a battle in his silence. Then he said, My friends and my road fellows, pity the nation that is full of beliefs and empty of religion. Pity the nation that wears a cloth it does not weave, eats a bread it does not harvest, and drinks a wine that flows not from its own winepress. Pity the nation that acclaims the bully as hero, and that deems the glittering conqueror bountiful. Pity the nation that despises a passion in its dream, yet submits in its awakening. Pity the nation that raises not its voice, save when it walks in a funeral, boasts not except when its neck is laid between the sword and the block. Pity the nation whose statesman is a fox, whose philosopher is a juggle, and whose art is the art of patching and mimicking. Pity the nation that welcomes its new ruler with trumpetings and farewells him with hootings, only to welcome another with trumpetings again. Pity the nation whose sages are dumb with years, and whose strong men are yet in the cradle. Pity the nation divided into fragments, each fragment deeming itself a nation. And one said, Speak to us of that which is moving in your heart even now. And he looked upon that one, and there was in his voice a sound like a star singing, and he said, In your waking dream, when you are hushed and listening to your deeper self, your thoughts, like snowflakes, fall and flutter and garment all the sounds of your spaces with white silence. And what are waking dreams but clouds that bud and blossom on the sky tree of your heart? And what are your thoughts but the petals which the winds of your heart scatter upon the hills and its fields? And even as you wait for peace until the formless within you takes form, so shall the cloud gather and drift until the blessed fingers shape its grey desire to little crystal suns and moons and stars. Then Sarkis, he who was the half-doubter, spoke and said, But spring shall come, and all the snows of our dreams and our thoughts shall melt and be no more. And he answered, saying, When spring comes to seek his beloved among the slumbering groves and vineyards, the snow shall indeed melt, and shall run in streams to seek the river in the valley, to be the cupbearer to the myrtle trees and laurel. So shall the snow of your heart melt when your spring is come, and thus shall your secret run in streams to seek the river of life in the valley. And the river shall enfold your secret and carry it to the great sea. All things shall melt and turn into songs when spring comes, even the stars, the vast snowflakes that fall slowly upon the larger fields, shall melt into singing streams. When the sun of his face shall rise above the wider horizon, then what frozen symmetry would not turn into liquid melody? And who among you would not be the cupbearer to the myrtle and the laurel? It was but yesterday that you were moving with the moving sea, and you were shoreless and without a self. Then the wind, the breath of life, wove you a veil of light on her face. Then her hand gathered you and gave you form, and with a head held high you sought the heights. But the sea followed after you, and her song is still with you. And though you have forgotten your parentage, she will forever assert her motherhood, and forever will she call you unto her. In your wanderings among the mountains and the desert, you will always remember the depth of her cool heart, and though oftentimes you will not know for what you long, it is indeed for her vast and rhythmic peace. And how else can it be? In grove and in bower, when the rain dances in leaves upon the hill, when snow falls, a blessing and a covenant, in the valley when you lead your flocks to the river, in your fields where brooks like silver streams join together the green garment, in your gardens when the early dews mirror the heavens, in your meadows when the mist of evening half veils your way, in all these the sea is with you, a witness to your heritage and a claim upon your love. It is the snowflake in you running down to the sea.